Hello, everyone, and welcome to the post first round edition here of the Deep Fried Draft video cast here on YouTube Live. We're coming to you from Mobile, Alabama, home of the Reese's Senior Bowl, where I believe four, maybe five Senior Bowl players went in round one. But we're going to go pick by pick. I know everybody's tired. I've been up since 5 a.m. this morning. So we're going to try to get through all these picks. Going to recap the first round. Here we go. We'll start with Jacksonville. This pick, Trevor Lawrence, no-brainer pick here. Best quarterback since Andrew Luck to come into the draft. Best quarterback I've evaluated since 2012, since I started Deep Fried Draft. Well, since Andrew Luck that year. Jacksonville, I think, goes from a 2-win team to an 8-win team next year at minimum. And I think Jacksonville made the right call here with Trevor Lawrence going at quarterback. The Jets take Zach Wilson, the BYU quarterback, at 2. Is it risky? Maybe, but Wilson's a great athlete, has a big arm, hits you with the wild throws. You saw that at his pro day. Struggled this year against Coastal Carolina in their one, big game of the year, I thought. But he's a creator outside of the pocket, and he's got a chance to be special. But he could, it could go the other way. For the Jets' sake, I hope they hit on this one. San Francisco traded up with Miami, gave up 3 first-round picks for the right to go up from 12 to 3. Everybody knew it was going to be a quarterback. It is a quarterback. We had gone back and forth between Justin Fields, Mac Jones, Trey Lance for seemingly the last 2 months. It settles on Trey Lance here, the quarterback from North Dakota State. 28-0. That's the number that touchdowns to interceptions he had as a redshirt freshman. Big arm, tremendous athlete, played an NFL-style offense, came from under center for most of his snaps. He's tough. He's a grinder on the field. To me, the choice here between he and Mac Jones came around to San Francisco trying to hit the home run here instead of going for the double. I think Mac Jones was a safer play here, but Trey Lance is the higher upside player. His ceiling may be even higher than that of Trevor Lawrence, if you can believe it. Maybe the 49ers end up keeping Jimmy Garoppolo around for a little while as sort of a 1-year maybe gap to Trey Lance, let him get more acclimated to big-time football. Atlanta, some people thought they may make a trade down here, stay put, got one of the best offensive weapons in the draft, and Kyle Pitts, the tight end for Florida, becomes the highest drafted tight end in the history, in the modern history of the NFL. He's an offensive changing weapon to me for Atlanta. Just a freak athlete. 0 drops on any catchable pass attempt at Florida. He's got a moon-sized catch radius. Best tight end I've scouted since I've started Deep Fried Draft. Pick 5 for the Bengals, Jamar Chase. We've been saying it for a month now that this was going to be the pick for the Bengals. The depth at offensive tackle position would allow them to fall back, and that bore fruit here in the first round, as there wasn't an offensive lineman picked after the 17th pick of the first round. We'll get through all that. So the board sets up nicely for the Bengals in the top half of in the top portion of round 2 to get that offensive lineman that they were talking about here. But Chase is an elite wide receiver. He's strong, pairs well with Burrow. They know each other already. Tremendous speed, great hands. He's a number 1 wide receiver. Gives the Bengals a chance to have 3 1,000-yard receivers next year with Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins. They're going to throw the ball a lot, folks. And I believe Chase has a chance to get that. Miami at pick 6 goes with Jalen Waddle. Best start and stop ability in this draft class for a wide receiver. He's just fast. Speed. He's explosive. Kickoff return, punt returner, if they want him to do that. Complements the weapons that Miami has already. I mean, he makes the receivers that they have better, in my opinion, and has a familiarity with Tua already. So a great pick here for Miami, and I would be remiss in saying that and my mock draft, I had the first 6 picks nailed. I had 0 after that. So this is where it ended for me as far as prognostication goes with my mock draft. Pick 7 to Detroit. They go with Penei Sewell, player I had as the number 1 overall prospect in this class, slightly ahead of Trevor Lawrence when my final grades came out. He's just tremendous power, great athlete, just bodied defenders as a 19-year-old sophomore in 2019, opted out this season. But he's immediately plug-and-play player, probably at right tackle for Detroit with Taylor Decker at left tackle. Carolina comes up. Thought they might go with the offensive lineman, Rashawn Slater, but instead they go with J.C. Horn, the corner from South Carolina. Best press man corner in this draft. He's aggressive, tremendous ball skills, great instincts. I love J.C. Horn. I love the Gamecocks. You can see that over my shoulder there. So I love the pick here of J.C. Horn. Like I've said many times already, one of my favorite tapes to watch of any prospect this year was his game against Auburn. It was just fun watching him emasculate Seth Williams for an entire Saturday afternoon. Pick 9, Denver here. Another spot where we thought there might be a trade either up or down, but they stay put and get Patrick Surtain, the corner from Alabama. He was basically 1A and 1B in my corner rankings with J.C. Horn. He does everything great. He's a really good athlete, good ball skills, excellent tackler. Denver this was one of their, I won't say deeper positions, but they did spend some money in free agency at the corner position. So it kind of came as maybe a mild surprise that they go Surtain here, but you can't argue the talent there. Dallas and Philadelphia, the rare intra-division trade here. Dallas moves back 2 spots with Philadelphia, picks up a 3rd-round pick, 84 overall. Philadelphia comes up to get the other Alabama wide receiver and Heisman Trophy winner Devontae Smith, the Slim Reaper, they call him. Elite route runner, great hands, super fast, but only 166 pounds. That's the knock on him. It hasn't affected him at the collegiate level. We'll see how it does at the NFL level, but Philadelphia needed a number 1 wide receiver. They've got one now. For weeks and months, we've all said Dave Gettleman never trades down. It became a running joke, and I think he did it out of spite, to be honest. Traded down with Chicago, drops 9 spots in round 1. The Giants pick up a 5th-round pick in this year's class, a 1st and 4th-round pick in next year's class, so they'll have Chicago's 1 and 4 next year. And the Bears move up and get the quarterback that they so desperately needed. Justin Fields, Ohio State, my number 2 quarterback in this class, ahead of Zach Wilson, ahead of Trey Lance, ahead of Mac Jones. I love Justin Fields, a tremendous athlete, great off script, big arm, tremendous coming off his first read. He has some things to work on for sure, but he is an elite quarterback, and I think the Bears made the right move here. Giving up some picks and coming up to get Justin Fields. Something for Bears fans to be happy about. I think this makes it keeps them in contention in the NFC North for sure. And depending on if Green Bay ends up moving Aaron Rodgers, may actually make them the favorites in the division if that divorce comes to pass. Dallas, after moving back, takes the best linebacker in the class, Micah Parsons from Penn State. Sideline to sideline, great coverage guy, can get to the quarterback with a pass rush. Would have liked to have seen his solo tackle market share be a little bit higher, not what you would expect from a guy of his profile, but still great linebacker, Parsons going to Dallas. 13, the Chargers get their offensive tackle to help out Justin Herbert. Probably going to be a day 1 starter at left tackle is Rashawn Slater, was my number 5 overall player, number 2 offensive tackle in this class. Probably could be an all-pro guard if he wanted to be, but should get a chance to start at left tackle over Trey Pipkins. Minnesota and the Jets make a trade here because Rick Spielman can't be satisfied with only having 10 picks in the draft. So Minnesota moves back. The Jets pick up pick 14 and pick 143 in the fourth round. The Vikings get pick 23 in the first round and 2/3 at 66 and 86 overall. The Vikings now have 4 picks in the third round. The Jets come up to get an offensive lineman. Elijah Vera Tucker played left tackle last year at Southern Cal. May get the chance to play. He's probably going to be a right guard here for the Jets, but he's an elite blocker. Was the number 1 guard prospect for me in this class. Protecting Zach Wilson. So it's a good call. They had Mekhi Becton, was one of the top offensive tackles in the class last year. He really came on as a rookie. So the Jets doing right by their new quarterback, Zach Wilson here. New England stays pat, doesn't trade up, gets their quarterback, Mac Jones from Alabama. I said several radio spots I've done over the last few days, if Mac Jones wasn't the third pick, he was going to fall, and he did. But he fell right into a great situation for himself. Going to New England, couldn't ask for much better place to land if you're the former Crimson Tide quarterback. Some people have compared him to Tom Brady. I'm not that crazy, but maybe comparing him to Tom Brady as a prospect. I don't know. Tom Brady went to 6th round. Mac Jones went 15th overall. But he's accurate. Has great touch. Just an okay arm, below average athlete, but he'll be given every chance to succeed in New England. Arizona picks another positionless linebacker. They picked Isaiah Simmons last year, picked Zaven Collins this year from Tulsa. Big athlete, 270 pounds is his pro day, but he covers ground like a Tasmanian devil. Great playmaker for the Golden Hurricane this year. Zaven Collins going 16 Arizona. Their defense should be fun to scheme around with him and Simmons next year. 17th pick, a big surprise here. For some, the Raiders go with Alex Leatherwood, the offensive tackle from Alabama. Didn't expect him to go this high. Thought he might be available at the early part of round 2, but he's very versatile, can play guard, can play tackle. He's strong, great athlete. I don't know where he's going to – I'm not sure where the Raiders have planned to play him at this year, but Leatherwood, they like those big school players. I've said it over and over. I thought – there might be a chance here, and so they go with the Alabama player. Guess there wasn't a Clemson player available or an Ohio State player available. I don't know. They go with the Alabama player, and Leatherwood. Jalen Phillips goes to the Miami Dolphins at pick 18. On tape alone, one of the best pass rushers in this class, no doubt about it. The question is what Phillips has been and always will be his medicals. Medically retired from UCLA because of concussions, sat out a year, and then decided to transfer to Miami. Did so and had one of the best seasons a pass rusher can have in the country this year. He's a phenomenal athlete, but again, it's all about the medicals. If he stays healthy, it's a great pick for Miami. But that's a big if. Hurt guys tend to stay hurt. I mean, that's just the way it is. Washington football team. Go with my number 40 overall player here at pick 19, Jamin Davis from Kentucky. Thought they would go linebacker. I had that pegged right, but had the wrong player. He's a freak athlete, though. Great cover skills, 6'3", 234 pounds. Ran a 4.49 at the Kentucky Pro Day, 42-inch vertical, 11-foot broad jump. He's an athlete, folks. That's no doubt about it. But only had 1 year of production only at Kentucky. Had injuries his freshman, sophomore years, but as a junior, one of the best linebackers in the SEC. 20 after trading back, the Giants, we thought they might go with one of the Alabama receivers. Both were gone by the time they came on the clock, so they trade back and go with another SEC receiver. Kadarius Toney becomes the 4th receiver off the board from Florida. Also a little bit higher than I thought he would go, but he's got great feet. He's a tremendous route runner. He's fast, had some drops at senior role practices, but it's okay. I only had really 1 year of production at Florida because they've had a lot of good receivers there the last few years. So this was his main year where he was the number 1 guy. Former high school quarterback, could probably throw the ball 70 yards. So, hey, there's the trick play deal if the Giants want to get into that. I'm sure he has some special teams ability as well. But so the Giants picking up Kadarius Toney there. Kwity Paye goes 21 to the Colts. Had always thought this would be an offensive tackle for pretty much almost the entirety of my mock drafts. but instead they go with the edge rusher. Kwity Paye falls to them. He's explosive, great athlete. I guess they just thought the value of Paye falling to them just too much to pass for the Colts. 2022, Tennessee takes a gamble on Caleb Farley. He's another one that has great cover skills, good length. Should have gone higher had not the medicals. He's another one, had back injuries, sat out this year at Virginia Tech. But Tennessee apparently okay with his bill of health, so they make the pick here at 22. Fits the need for the Titans. 23, after trading back, Minnesota gets a guy they very well could have taken at 14, and I wouldn't have batted an eye. Christian Darisol, offensive tackle for Virginia Tech. One of the best tape grades I had on an offensive tackle this year. Didn't test because he had an injury, kept him out of his pro day, but he's a mauler. Like I said, an elite blocker. Technique is great. He'll be an upgrade for the Minnesota offensive line. And what felt like just an inevitable pick that I should have put in my mock draft but didn't was Pittsburgh taking Naji Harris, the running back from Alabama. He's a power runner, fits perfect with what Pittsburgh wants to do. He's good in the passing game. He's athletic in the open field. Alabama tied the record for most first-round picks by a single school with 6, with Naji Harris going here. Thought they had a chance to break the record, but Christian Barmore ended up not going in the first round. He'll probably go high in the second tomorrow night. And what wouldn't be a surprise to anyone if they had watched my draft props video last week with Shane P. Hallam, where we said, hey, if you're going to take a long shot bet here, Jacksonville, second pick to take a running back, was plus 2,000 at that point in time at DraftKings. And lo and behold, pick 25 is running back Travis Etienne from Clemson, going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. He was my top running back in this class. He's a superior receiving threat out of the backfield. He's got home run hitting ability. You give Trevor Lawrence someone he's very familiar with here. So, it's just a good impact here. Good chance to make an impact for Jacksonville, and just a weapon for Lawrence to play with. Cleveland stands pat, does not trade up, and gets a guy that could have been a target and a trade up for them. Is cornerback Greg Newsome from Northwestern. Tremendous athlete, good ball skills. One of the few spots that a rookie could actually make an impact for Cleveland is at the other corner spot opposite Denzel Ward. He's had some durability issues at Northwestern, so that's something to keep an eye on. Baltimore at pick 27, we knew they was going to get a receiver, either 27 or 31. They get one here with Rashad Bateman from Minnesota. Great pick here for Baltimore. Highly productive, great athlete, can play all the wide receiver spots across the field. Better on the outside, but can play the slot. Great hands. Good pick for the Ravens here. Pick 28, I love this pick. I love it. Peyton Turner, edge rusher from Houston, goes to the New Orleans Saints at pick 28. I didn't think Turner would end up in the first round, but I've been singing his praises now for, I feel like, at least 2 months. Was my number one edge rusher in this class. He's an impressive athlete, incredible bend for his size. He's got the production. He finishes. I just love the pick. I'm glad, and from everything I've read and heard about him, just a great person off the field as well. You love to see it. Him go in the first round to New Orleans at pick 28. And they picked up Marcus Davenport's fifth-year option. Cam Jordan's probably on the back end here of his career, so you have to feel that maybe after this season, the Saints are probably looking to move on from Cam Jordan. Maybe I don't know the contract details there, if they can even do it. But Peyton Turner, if nothing else this year, he's in the rotation and will give them some pass rush throughout the year. 29 Green Bay. There's drama. There's a whole lot of drama going on in the land of cheese with Aaron Rodgers saying, screw it, I want out. You guys don't listen to me ever. And I guess Jordan Love's probably going to be – they drafted Jordan Love in the first round last year. So I read somebody joked on Twitter, it looks like they don't draft receivers for Jordan Love in the first round either. And I think that's where everybody thought they might go. But they go to get a corner to pair opposite of Jair Alexander, replace Kevin King. at the other corner spot, they go with Eric Stokes from Georgia. He's fast. I mean, he's sub 4.3 speed, solid cover skills, weak production at Georgia, but 4.29 speed. You can't teach that, I guess. Pick 30 to Buffalo. Another pick I like was Gregory Russo, edge rusher from Miami. High upside pass rusher. Only 1 year at Miami as a redshirt freshman. Was a receiver and a safety in high school. Tremendous production. 15.5 sacks as a redshirt freshman. Opted out. Then at his pro day, did not test well. Tested well below what everyone thought he would, which is the only reason he's available at pick 30. If he had tested well, he'd have been gone long ago. But a good addition for Buffalo here. 31 for Baltimore. Speaking of high upside, low production pass rushers, is Jason Oway from Penn State. Absolute freak athlete. 6'5", 257. 257 runs a 4.37 40, 39.5-inch vertical, 11-foot 2-inch broad jump. He's disruptive, and disruption is production, as they say. But you'd like to see him finish. And 2020, 0 sacks for Jason Oway. And another edge rusher. Those 3 edge rushers close out the first round. And Tampa Bay closes it out with Joe Tryon from Washington. He's a good athlete, productive. He'll get in a rotation with Shaq Barrett and Jason Pierre-Paul, and probably will have more significant playing time in 2022, I would imagine, when Tampa Bay realize they finally can't pay for everybody. But Tryon is the pick there for Tampa Bay, and it's a good pick. So that's it. Round 1, 3 trades. That was all. Thought there would be more. Thought there would be at least 5. Thought there would be more action in the 20s than we didn't get any. But, yeah, the second round setting up nice. A lot of good players left on the board. I'll probably break it down for you in the morning and do a second round mock draft tomorrow morning just to throw that curse at me. And we'll look at the best available players still on my board. Top 100 still intact. No players outside of my top 100 have been drafted yet, so that's good. That's always a plus to still have that intact after round 1. But that's going to do it. We're going to cut this short tonight. I know it's late. I've been up, like I said, I've been up since 5 a.m. We'll probably get back up at 5:45, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, and just get right back at it again. But anybody watching this, thanks for watching. If you watch it later, appreciate it. It's been a great year at Deep Fried Draft. I said it earlier. I want to thank everybody who's had me on their podcast this year, who's had me on their radio show, anybody who's read anything that I put out this year. I really appreciate it. It's been the best year for Deep Fried Draft in the 9 years that I've been doing it. And like I said, I thank everybody who supported me since we got started. It's been great. But that's going to do it for everybody. As always, like the channel, subscribe to the videos. I'm going to be doing this a lot more. We're going to get better at this. And we're going to be bringing on some great guests as we go along. We're going to review the draft over the next probably month or so with some quality people we're going to bring in. And so let's look forward to that. Everybody get some sleep, get some shut eye. Let's get ready for day 2 tomorrow. Big day to fill those rosters on your teams. Follow me on Twitter at Deep Fried Draft, deepfrieddraft.com. All the social media out there. I'm working on getting more because everybody likes the social media these days. But until tomorrow, good night, everybody.